If you struggle with winged eyeliner, you have come to the right place because in this video I'm going to show you the 10 most helpful tips and tricks to get perfect winged eyeliner every time. I have always had trouble with winged eyeliner and these really helped me out when I was first starting out with makeup, and I still use them every single day. So I really hope these tips help you out. If you like what you see and you want to know how to get perfect winged eyeliner every time, then just keep watching this video. So my first tip is to use a product that works for you. If you've been using a product that somebody recommended to you and it's not working out, it might just be that that type of eyeliner doesn't work best for you, and once you find the one that does, it will make all the difference. These are a few of my favorite products, and something I definitely recommend, especially if you're a beginner, is to try using an eyeliner pen. The eyeliner pen was my savior when I first started trying to do winged eyeliner because it gives you a lot more control over what you're drawing and it just makes it a lot easier. If you are going to go for the pen, I definitely suggest to use one with a brush tip like the ones I'm showing. The brush tip has a lot more flexibility, it's softer, it has more give, it's more bendy, and it makes it a lot easier to draw that smooth line, especially when you're winging out your liner. As opposed to a felt tip like this, these are a lot more stiff and they tend to kind of drag when I try to draw the wing, and they don't really work as well. If the pen eyeliners aren't your cup of tea, my main suggestion is to get an eyeliner with a really thin tip. This will make it so much easier to be precise and harder for you to screw up. My next tip is to start lining your lash line from the middle of your eye. This isn't technically about the wing, but it's still important. You're going to have the most product on your brush when you first set it down to your eye, so by starting in the middle, you can spread that product along your lash line, and then by the time you get to your inner corner, you'll have less product and can draw a thinner line. If you start at your inner corner, you're going to have a lot of ink, and you might end up drawing a line too thick where you don't want it to be, and you can also get ink in your tear duct. My next two tips kind of go hand in hand, and those are to use short, small strokes and to blink frequently. What always happens to me is I'm trying to draw a line and all of a sudden my eye has to blink when I'm not expecting it to, and I end up with eyeliner where I don't want it. By blinking right before you draw a stroke and controlling when you blink, you'll eliminate the unexpected blinks and be able to control what you're drawing. It's also good to do short, small strokes because again, you just have more control over what you're drawing and where you're drawing it. If you try to just draw one big line across your eye, it's probably not going to work out as well. My next tip is to rest your arm or stabilize your elbow on your desk or vanity or whatever flat or stable surface you have. As you can see, I kind of went out of the frame here because I put my elbow down on my desk. If you're having a problem with your hand shaking or you can't keep your hand steady, try resting your elbow on something and that will really help stabilize you and give you a steady hand. So getting your wing at the right angle and getting your wings on both eyes even is always the hardest part. What I do to help with this is I use my lower lash line and eyebrow as guides. You've probably heard this before, but if you draw your wing out as if it were an extension of your lower lash line, that helps give you a good idea of what direction the line should be going in. I also like to use the tip of my eyebrow as a guide for an end point, and I try to draw my line towards about a centimeter past the end of my eyebrow. This gives me a starting point and an ending point and helps give me a lot better idea of where the line should be and what angle it should be at. So to complete that wing, you still want to make sure you have a good shape and you have that sharp point. So what I do for this is I literally just draw a line from the tip of that line we just drew down to my lashes and connect it all together. Then I just fill that triangle in. This is the easiest way to get that perfect wing shape with that sharp point. I usually go back and add a few strokes where they connect to make it a little more curvier and smooth, but that's totally personal preference and you can practice getting that the way you like it to look. So even if you follow these steps, nobody's perfect, you're gonna end up making mistakes or have something you don't like. But that's okay as long as you have a makeup remover pen or Q-tips handy. Mistakes are super easy to fix. You literally just erase what you don't like and then you can redraw it in. This e.l.f. makeup remover pen is really helpful. But if you don't have that, just use a Q-tip with a little bit of makeup remover on it or even just water and then gently wipe away whatever part you don't like, and then you can just go back in following the same steps and redraw it. You can literally do this as many times as you need to if there's something that you're not liking the way it's looking. I've spent half an hour trying to fix one spot on a wing. It happens. But then it's good as new and nobody has to know you spent an hour on your winged eyeliner. So when you go to fix the mistakes, you might end up wiping away some of the eyeshadow that was there, but this is a really easy fix too. I just take a small dense brush like this, dip it into whatever shadow I have on my lid, and just put it back. It's really not that complicated. I usually have one color on my lid, which is where most of the wiping away occurs. So I just take a brush and pack it back on wherever I need to, and it's good as new. Another easy way to clean up your wing is to use concealer. I just take a flat concealer brush with a little bit of concealer and just carve out the wing with a straight line. Then just gently blend the concealer downwards so you don't have like an awkward concealer line next to your liner, and it just makes your wing that much more crisp and sharp. My final and most important tip is to practice, practice, practice. Practice really does make perfect, especially with something like this. When I was first getting into makeup and trying to master winged eyeliner, I would literally just draw a wing and wipe it off and draw a wing and wipe it off and practice in front of the mirror for a half hour every night. But that really did help. That's where I learned these tips. I learned what I did wrong and what I needed more help with and what I usually messed up on. And another important thing to remember is that nobody's perfect and your wings don't have to be perfect. Honestly, if you have a little bump or something's not exactly even, but they're pretty close, no one's gonna notice except you. So take a step away from the mirror if you've been trying to redraw the same thing 10 times, and then when you come back, it might not even look any different. So those are my winged eyeliner tips. I really hope they helped you out. Let me know in the comments if they did, and if you have any questions at all. Don't forget to subscribe, and thank you so much for watching.